From Wish TV, your local news source, this is breaking news.
We begin at 5 with breaking news in the Delphi murders. Police say Richard Allen was the person in the video saying down the hill and had a gun on the Monon Bridge when Abby Williams and Libby German were killed. That's just some of the new information released today on the judge's order. We broke this story here on Wish TV and online this afternoon. We have team coverage tonight. Let's start with ITMate's Richard Essex with our first look at the evidence used to justify arresting Allen for murder.
The special judge in this case ordered this redacted version of the probable cause released that led to Richard Allen's arrest for the Delphi murders. Now, we've spent the afternoon going over this document. It appears that several names have been removed in it. Now, what we have learned, new information, is that what police believe happened that day and what led them to Richard Allen. What it doesn't tell us is how Abby Williams and Libby German died.
Investigators say this is Richard Allen, the man captured on video and audio telling Libby and Abby to get down the hill. Video captured on Libby's phone shows Abby walking on the Monon High Bridge with the suspect right behind her. When the suspect approached the girls, one of them said, "Gun." It is near the end of the video that he orders them down the hill. The suspect was spotted by a woman who told police that she saw a man walking away from the Monon High Bridge. He was wearing a dark-colored jacket and jeans that was muddy and bloody. She said it appeared as if he had gotten into a fight. According to the probable cause, investigators found an unfired .40 caliber bullet on the ground in between the bodies of Libby and Abby. Richard Allen told police during an interview on October 13th that he owned a .40 caliber pistol. Police claimed that they matched the unfired round to Allen's gun. Allen told investigators that he'd owned the gun since 2001 and had never loaned it to anyone. The bodies of Abby and Libby were found under the Monon High Bridge. The probable cause affidavit reveals investigators found some of the girls' clothes in a creek nearby. ITMate reported late last year that investigators believe the girls' bodies had been moved and staged. The affidavit says the girls were victims of homicide, but the public version does not discuss their injuries or the cause of death. The first time police interviewed Allen was in 2017. Just a few days after Libby and Abby were murdered. At the time, he told investigators that he'd been in the area of the Monon Trail the day the girls were murdered and had even been on the bridge. In the probable cause, he told investigators that he saw 3 girls that day, one of them taller with brown or black hair, but he didn't talk to anyone that day. Police may have talked to those girls. 3 girls told police that they had been on the bridge and encountered a man wearing blue jeans and a light blue jacket, and they described him as kind of creepy. In an interview with police just 2 days before his arrest, police say Allen again admitted that he had been on the trail, but he denied knowing the girls are being involved in their murders.
Public version of the affidavit never directly says that Richard Allen killed the girls. The charging information accuses Allen of murder during the commission of a kidnapping. Allen's attorney last week called the evidence against him flimsy. Now, I did try to call him this afternoon, and I was told that they are not making any comments right now. In the newsroom, Richard Essex, Wish TV, ITMate.
Richard, thank you. More from ITMate now. Richard Allen's attorneys want his criminal trial moved far away from Carroll County. ITMate broke that news on television and online this morning. ITMate's Cody Fisher has the details.
This is the 5-page request to have Richard Allen's trial for the 2017 murders moved at least 150 miles away from Carroll County. Now, Richard Allen's attorneys list 25 bullet points to back up their reasoning. The main argument made in the filing is that the jury pool in Carroll County is already tainted by the extensive amount of media coverage locally and nationally. Allen's attorney uses statistics from Google searches that show 50% of people in Carroll County have Googled Richard Allen's name since his arrest in October, compared to just 3.8% in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Brian Buckmeyer is a criminal defense attorney and one of the hosts of Law and Crime Daily here on Wish TV. He says the amount of media coverage surrounding the case could impact the trial if it's kept in Carroll County.
That can make it very difficult for finding a jury at a start point, and then even more difficult if a jury is found to find a fair trial.
Allen's attorney also argues that the jury pool in Carroll County has been tainted because many of them were already interviewed as part of the investigation. He also claims the amount of law enforcement needed to protect Allen in Carroll County would distract any future jurors from being impartial during the trial. Indiana University law professor Jody Madeira looked at the court filing by Allen's attorney.
I do think 150 miles is sufficient for a change of venue. And I felt the information in the motion was actually very persuasive.
The 150-mile radius would exclude most of the state of Indiana, except for a few counties in southern Indiana, if the judge in the case grants the motion to move it. This filing was made at 10 p.m. on Monday. The judge hasn't made a decision yet, but it's Madeira's opinion that a decision could be made soon.
If I were the judge, I would rule on this as expeditiously as possible, because it very much affects the progression of the case.
If there's any other suspects charged in this case, the IU law professor that we're speaking with tells us that this process would likely start all over again for those cases. Reporting in Indianapolis, Cody Fisher, Wish TV, iTeam 8.
A couple of other notes to remember in this case. Richard Allen is due back in court February 17th. He will try to convince the judge he should be released on bond. We're also waiting for the judge to decide whether to issue a gag order in the case. Prosecutors requested the order last week. You can catch up on all of this, including reading all of today's new court documents right now. Just grab your phone and scan that QR code to go to this story under the As Seen On section of our website.